I guess I should talk about a game now.
But first, let's talk about the developer, Acid Nerve. Acid Nerve is an indie game development team made up of just 2 guys from Manchester, UK. Before they made their first debut commercial release, they released a free flash game which you can still play today called Leave Me Alone, which I honestly didn't know about until I started making this video, and holy crap is this game fun. I meant to get just a smidge of footage of this, but I just kept playing it. Maybe I should do a video about this game in the future, or heck, even make like a, I don't know, top 10 Flash games video or something. Anyway, I digress. What Acid Nerve is known for now is their game Titan Souls, which was released early 2015 for PS4, Vita, Android, and PC, with the help of their publisher Devolver Digital, who are also known for titles such as the Serious Sam series, Hotline Miami, Shadow Warrior, Always Sometimes Monsters, Ollie Ollie, How to Full Boyfriend, The Talos Principle, Dropsy, A Fistful of Gun, and some more recent releases such as Enter the Gungeon and Knocked. The list goes on and on. But today we'll be looking at Titan Souls. I mean, obviously, right? I didn't spend the whole beginning of this video talking about Acid Nerve for nothing. So, what is this Titan Souls even about? Well, let's take a look at the description. Between our world and the world beyond lies the Titan Souls, the spiritual source and sum of all living things. Now scattered amongst the ruins, unguarded by the idle Titans charged with their care, a solitary hero armed with but a single arrow is once again assembling shards of the Titan Soul in a quest for truth and power! Holy crap, that sounds awesome!
Basically, it's a pixel art style game where you traverse an overworld in search of 19 different Titans to ultimately defeat them. And I know what you're thinking. This sounds an awful lot like Shadow of the Colossus. But it's not! And here's why.
In Shadow of the Colossus, you also traverse a large overworld in search of gigantic bosses to defeat, but each boss you encounter kind of functions more like a puzzle. The main goal is to find a way to get on the Colossus and, using your sword, attack their weak points until their health reaches 0. Some may have multiple weak points, and some may require use of the terrain in order to get to or reveal their weak point. And you must do all of this with a limited amount of health and a limited amount of stamina, which is used for things like attacking and climbing. In Titan Souls, you have a bow with only 1 arrow which you must collect after every time you fire. Oh, and you die in 1 hit. But, in all fairness, so do all the Titans. That is, if you hit them in their weak point, which usually takes no time at all to identify. Getting a chance to attack it, however, is a completely different story altogether.
So what are we waiting for? This sounds awesome! Let's play it!
So, first things first, the game quickly teaches us the controls while we make our initial walk towards our inevitable deaths. We learn how to fire our bow, that we can magically recall our arrow, the doors can feel pain if you shoot them in the eye, how to roll, and how to run. We step on this magic circle that glows for some reason, and then we make our way to the first Titan by shooting some doors in the eye because it's fun to watch them writhe in pain. We walk forward a bit and are greeted by, what is that a slime with a human heart? Whatever, let's do this! Now this fight to me is perfect for our first encounter. Right away it teaches us that these guys are going to need some sort of strategy to defeat and aren't going to go down easily.
Of course, this will seem obvious, but at least with this Titan, you won't die the second you enter the room. And yes, that does happen. Like a lot.
He doesn't seem all that difficult at first. Every time you fire an arrow at him, he divides into smaller pieces. The challenge comes from the amount of pieces he can become, and the smaller the pieces are, the faster they move. The trick is to focus your aim on the piece that has the heart in it until it's exposed, then shooting it to finish him. I didn't have too much difficulty with him, having died only once. But he's mainly just to teach you the mechanics, not to show you how unforgiving the rest of this freaking game becomes! And that's just the beginning of this game! It doesn't seem all that bad at first because there's no life system, and you can die as many times as you like. Every time you die, you respawn on the last little magic circle thing that you stepped on and are free to try again. But this is where the frustration kicks in, because even though you can die within seconds, literally seconds, of confronting a Titan, it can take you far longer to walk all the way back to try again, only to have it kill you just as quickly as the first time.
At least in Shadow of the Colossus, you started back at the beginning of the battle when you died. You don't even die that often in that game. In Titan Souls, you die more often than you blink.
After making your way through the first 4 Titans, you can progress through this rather impressive, yet unnecessarily large door, and up to a stone elevator which takes you to the overworld you'll spend the rest of the game exploring in order to locate and defeat the remaining Titans. I both liked and disliked this about the game. The scenery is beautiful to look at, and finding the Titans is a lot of fun. Plus, the game is open exploration, so you can fight the Titans in any order you like. But it's just so vast and empty, and can take a while to get to where you need to. There's no minimap or anything to help you along the way, so you're pretty much forced to explore everywhere in order to know where you are and where you need to be. The only guide you get are these magic circle spawn points, which show you how many Titans are in the area, with these smaller circles that light up when you defeat one. But that's just a slight nitpick. There are 4 main areas you can explore. There's the mainland area, lava area, snow area, and forest area.
Technically there are more, but I'm not going to get into those.
In each of these areas, you will find Titans that fit the theme of the area. Like the stupid fire rock guy that killed me instantly. See what I mean? See how ridiculous this game can be? I'm in this room for like, what, 5 seconds? But for me, nothing hammered this point in harder than the Yeti Titan in the snow area. Seriously? Screw this guy! He took me literally over 22 minutes to defeat. Like, come on! Look at this! He looks like he's wagging his tail. He probably was like the easiest boss for a lot of people who have played this, but to me, he was the bane of my existence. No joke, I came so close to destroying my controller because of this stupid fight. If anyone deserves to be the final boss, it's this guy. Him and his stupid butt cheeks. But the amount of relief and satisfaction I got from finally shooting him in the booty hole was completely worth the effort. In fact, every Titan you face can make you feel like kicking the neighbor's goldfish, but when you finally hit their weak point and the music comes to an instant stop, you feel so damn accomplished.
Now let's talk about the story of the game.
There's really not a whole lot to talk about when it comes to the story, because honestly, saying much at all would be a huge spoiler for this game. The very first playthrough of the game tells you very little, even the Titans are introduced to you in some weird language. And no, you don't need to adjust your region settings. This is intentional.
Not to spoil too much of the game, but there is one Titan that speaks English during your first playthrough. It gives you a tiny bit of insight what's going on, but that's really it.
For being someone who mostly loves the story of a game above all else, this actually didn't bother me at all. The gameplay mixed with all the other elements such as beautiful visuals and perfectly fitting music had me captivated from the moment I started playing. Plus the game isn't all that long, taking me just a touch under 2 hours to beat, and once you finally do beat the game, you're given an option to replay the game with translated text adding to the replayability.
And speaking of replayability, this game has quite a bit to offer, especially for those who didn't think the first playthrough was quite that challenging.
Not only does the game offer a mode with translated text after you complete it the first time, but it also offers other modes that increase the overall difficulty, removes your ability to roll and run, and even one where you only have one life. Not only that, but every playthrough has a timer and life counter, so you can play whatever mode to see if you can complete the game faster and with fewer deaths. So you may be wondering, where do I stand when it comes to this game?
Well, isn't it obvious? I freaking love this game!
Titan Souls may seem like a simple indie game at first glance, but soon after playing, you come to realize that it offers so much more. Not only is its incredibly challenging yet fair gameplay addictive, but its overall visuals and charming music add to the atmosphere, creating an experience that you will never forget. Sure, with a price tag of near $15 for just a touch over 2 hours of initial gameplay mixed with the possible expense of a new controller, when you consider smashing yours into a million pieces out of sheer frustration, it may seem a bit overpriced. But when you think about the insane amount of replayability it offers, you'll easily get your money's worth and then some. Also, the soundtrack for this game has to be one of my favorite things about it. I would have dived a bit more into it, but not knowing if I can include bits of it in this video, I decided to leave it out. But you can get the soundtrack if you purchase the collector version of it for just an additional $5, which I would urge you to do because it's just so damn good.
I couldn't recommend this game enough, especially for those who enjoy a nice challenge. Now, if you excuse me, I have to grab another cup of... The heck was that? Oh well.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed playing this game, feel free to leave a like and a comment down below. And hey, why not subscribe and stick around for more content and all that stuff. But yeah, thanks until next time. Peace.